Hello everybody and welcome back to another Division 2 video. In this video I'm going to teach you how to make a build, but first you need to understand what a build is. A build refers to the specific use of gear on your agent that determines how they perform in various situations within the game. Builds are influenced by a combination of gear, weapons, skills, and attributes, which allows you to tailor your agent to fit different playstyles or roles. There are 3 character roles within the game. The first is DPS, or damage per second, which is focused on maximizing damage output to take down enemies quickly. Then we've got a tank. Now these builds are designed to absorb damage and draw away enemy fire, really to protect your teammates. Last but not least, we have support. Now support is primarily supposed to provide healing or utility to assist allies during combat. So first you gotta pick which one of the 3 main categories you want to start out with. Now, moving on to gear, you have your weapons, assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, etc. You know the deal. Each one of these weapons has a different stat and different talent lineup, so the choice of your weapon can significantly affect the build's effectiveness. Then you have 6 slots for your armor. You have masks, vests, backpacks, gloves, and knee pads. Now, each piece of your gear is going to have a different stat, but with the armor, only some of them have talents. These talents are very powerful and define your build with the level of enhancement they can offer. For the most part, armor belongs to a specific set, which provides additional bonuses when multiple pieces are equipped. This promotes the need for synergy when you're trying to build for those specialized playstyles. Now let's talk about the attributes of your gear. Each piece of gear has primary and secondary attributes. These primary or core attributes are as follows: weapon damage, armor, or a skill tier. Secondary attributes include but are not limited to critical hit chance, critical hit damage, armor regen, skill damage, but there's many more. What you need to try and do is balance these attributes out to fit the character role that you've chosen. Next are skills. It's always best to choose the ones that complement the way you want to play the game and the build that you have set up. First, there's offensive skills. These are like the turrets and the drones that deal damage. Then there's the defensive skills. These are your shields or your healing skills that can protect or heal your teammates. Finally, we have the utility skills. These skills provide crowd control like the flame turret, or provide information like the scanner pulse. Let's move on to talents. Talents are like special bonuses that can be activated by taking a certain action. They provide additional effects or enhancements based on your specific conditions. To give an example, we'll use the talent Obliterate. This talent will boost your weapon damage every time you land a critical hit. So it makes sense that you'd want your critical hit chance maxed out at the cap of 60%. The effectiveness of a build is directly impacted on how a player uses their agent in the game. For instance, a DPS player may focus on positioning and timing to maximize damage, while a tank may prioritize drawing enemy fire and using defensive skills at the right moments. So as you move on and progress through the game, keep refining that build so you can tackle more challenging content later on, such as your raids, legendary missions, or even incursions. This is going to include farming specific gear sets, optimizing your attributes, and testing different skill combinations to achieve the best performance out of your build. With all this being said, there is a 4th category, a build that's a little more advanced. These builds can be a little harder to set up because they require specific armor pieces with specific attributes rolled on them, but these hybrid builds, they combine 2 of the 3 main types, or even all 3 of the main types. These builds offer up a good amount of damage with a lot of armor, or good damage with self-healing, anything like that. So now that I know what a build is, how do I make one? For this example, let's assume you want to make a DPS build. The first thing you want to do is choose your favorite gun. Your gun choice can help you decide what gear pieces to use. For example, if you chose an assault rifle, Fenris would be a good start because it offers up 10% assault rifle damage. For the talents, let's just reuse the talent we gave as an example earlier, the Obliterate talent. This talent gives you 25% added weapon damage after you've gotten 25 critical hits. This talent fits on the chest piece slot, and for the backpack, let's go with Vigilance. This will give you an extra 25% weapon damage for not getting hit. For a DPS build, a really good place to start is looking at Grupo Sombra, because they give you 15% critical hit damage for one piece. Seska because they offer 10% critical hit chance with one piece, or Providence brand set as a whole because they can give you headshot damage, critical hit damage, and critical hit chance. With the build that's being shown now, we have 3-piece Providence for the previously mentioned reasons, 1-piece Fenris, Grupo knee pads, and for the final piece, the gloves, we have Seska for the 10% critical hit chance. This build will work as a beginner. It's not difficult to set up, but now that you've made a build, the key to success in the Division 2 is not only creating a strong build, but also continuously adapting it. The game offers up a varying number of challenges, and that can include PvE or PvP. The builds do differ. Don't be afraid to experiment with various combinations of gear, weapons, and skills to find what works best for your playstyle. This is important because the greatest and most popular builds that are out there at the moment may not be right for you. That's going to do it for today's video. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments below and I'll get right on answering them. And please subscribe for more Division 2 content. Have a nice day.